back to Austin's American Flyer YouTube page, where today we're going to be having an interview with two gentlemen who work very hard. Let me introduce to you Mo and Joe. They chuck lumber for a living.
Good day, Joe. Good day, Mo. Thanks for taking a few minutes to talk to me today. You both are often lauded for your work ethic and how amazingly quick you are at unloading lumber. There are some of us interested in hearing a bit of your story. How did you end up working for A.C. Gilbert? What type of jobs have you had that prepared you for this vocation? What is your favorite part about working for A.C. Gilbert on the railroad? So, Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey there, my name is Joe, but I guess you know that. Sorry, I'm nervous. I don't like to talk, I like to work.
Well, Joe, you certainly are a hard worker, but please tell us, how old are you? Are you married? Do you have kids?
Well, let's see, I guess I'm 46. Yeah, the missus, that's Mrs. Joe, and I have 4 youngins, 2 girls and 2 boys.
That's great, Joe. Thanks for sharing. How about you, Mo? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Not married, no kids.
Oh, okay, I see. So, how about your age, Mo?
51.
All right. Well, Mo, is there anything else you would like to add?
Joe is the talker.
All right. Well, Joe and Mo, what work did you do in the past that prepared you for this job?
Well, I worked in many jobs and did a lot of different things, but probably the job that best prepared me for this was when I milked cows growing up, or maybe when I worked for the circus.
Joe, did I hear you correctly? Did you say work for the circus?
Yep, that's right.
Joe, what did you do when you worked for the circus that was so helpful?
I tossed knives. I tossed them real good like and accurate like. You see, they had a person tied to a big circle, and that circle with the person on it, it would spin, and I threw the knives at the person.
Joe, I'm not following how stabbing a person would be helpful with throwing lumber. Could you explain that a little bit more, please?
Stab a person? What are you talking about? I threw the knives at the person, but just missed them by a little bit as they spun. And then, when I was out of knives, the circle would just stop. The person would be untied and would walk away. And then people, they would clap, because the person didn't get hurt by all them knives.
So if I have this straight, Joe, you threw a bunch of knives at a person, missed every time, and this helped you toss lumber. Do I have this right?
You've never been to the circus, huh?
No.
I thought so. This is why you don't get it. This was the act. Throwing the knives fast and just missing the person was the act. When the person walked away, their body was outlined with knives, and they called that entertainment. I said that slow in case you didn't know what that big word means.
Oh, well, thank you, Joe. But I do understand entertainment. I also now understand how the speed and accuracy of knife throwing would have been a big help developing your current skills.
And milking cows makes you strong and fast with your hands.
So throwing knives and milking cows, got it. Mo, what former occupation helped you hone your skills as a fast lumber thrower?
Artillery.
Okay, Mo, could you help us understand what you mean? How did artillery help you prepare?
Well, I had to be fast at getting the ammunition and loading the guns during the war. I kept 3 machine guns firing at once. I had to be fast. I had to be sure. My life and those of my fellow soldiers depended on me.
Well, thank you, Mo. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for your service as well.
Welcome.
Next question for either of you. What is your favorite part of this job?
Chucking penguins.
If you're not a subscriber, please click the subscribe button and the bell so you're up to date with the latest releases from Austin's American Flyer YouTube page. And I'll share with you a few things that I need to do to this car for after I purchased it. It didn't work. So we'll look at a few simple repairs that were necessary.
Okay, since we're in the prime opportunity to do repairs today. I wanted to bring this Mo and Joe car that I picked up recently at a show. Was very excited to get it home and show some young engineers that frequent my house how awesome this action car was. So I hooked stuff up and applied power and nothing happened. And so I was messing with it a little bit more today, and here is the culprit, I hope. So this is a simple repair in theory. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of solder to the tip of the wire, because fresh solder added to existing solder seems to make it adhere better. So the second issue I found was actually all connected with the springs. You'll see in this video clip that one spring is very tightly wound. The second one is longer and more loosely wound. The second spring was actually even longer than this. There was some extra wire from the spring kind of sticking out, and it was catching on a false load that was placed over the springs. And then in addition, because that spring didn't have very good tension anymore, it was not bringing the tray back. And so between the binding up and the lack of tension, the car just didn't function very well. So I shortened that spring up just a little bit, and even though it's not as tight as the one on top, it's good enough now that the car works really good. And Mo and Joe, or Joe and Mo, do a fantastic job of throwing lumber. Observe how well it works now. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun to make. And as always, your comments are welcome. And let's continue to share our hobby, the great American Flyer hobby, with others. And these toys are just so much fun. So let's do what we can to share them. And until next time, take care.